Good evening, everybody. Tonight on TV5, here they come, the Men in Black in the home opener of the 2007 football season. Tonight, the opponent is the always dangerous Montpelier Locomotives. Well, Jimmy boy, it's a great night for football, buddy. What do you got on this Loco team?
Well, they come off a win last week, Spike, so they're raring to go, and they want to kind of keep a little streak going, if you will. They tripped the Tigers up back in Loco Town a year ago, and they've got a quarterback that's a three-year letterman in football. So he can pass the ball. He's just an excellent athlete, and they have a complement of people to go with him. But these Tigers played a wonderful game last week. I mean, albeit for an opener, the defense was solid. They didn't make many mistakes, and they come away with a victory. So if they can build on that tonight, I think the Tigers are in.
Well, back for season number 11 here on TV5's Storied History. We've got my sidekick, Jimmy Leatherman, and also coming back out of retirement one more time, Mr. Tom Atkinson on the camera, filling in for, of course, the always audacious Landis Utopia Burmeister, who's out on assignment this evening. And of course, old Spiker here as just one of the other voices of the Liberty Center Tigers.
Spike, let's be honest about that. You're the voice of the Liberty Center Tigers. We had kind of a makeshift crew last week. We got her done. Captain Mark Bly stood in on the camera, and Tom Fry, great sports writer and all-around statistic guy. We covered for you, Spike, but it's just good to have you back.
Well, it's good to be here. This feels good. This is where it's at. This is where we belong. All right, getting set for the kickoff here. Deep for Liberty Center will be number 6, Andy Speece, and number 7, Damian Mays. You know, last week, Jim, Montpelier only gained about 170 yards of offense. Actually got beat by a few yards by Hicksville, but yet win 26-0. So maybe we had kind of a false final there.
Yes.
See how Liberty Center can match up.
Statistics don't always play it out.
All right, back deep, taking it there, I believe, at about the 10-yard line. Speed straight up the middle.
Yeah.
Gets to the outside. One man to beat. Puts on a juke at the 50. A straight out at the 45. And down into Montpelier territory at the 41-yard line. And I want to tell you, what a way to start a football game.
Well, I'm telling you, it's a nice blocking up there where the ball was received, and he came up through there, and he got such good congratulations here on the sideline on the track, I might add, the Liberty Center track of yesteryear, Spike. A lot of stories involved in that track. Anyway, he got pounded and loved up so much he lost his orange mouthpiece, so now he's got a little grit in that mouthpiece for the next play.
All right, they're going to mark the ball on the Montpelier 42. 1st and 10. We're just underway here in Tiger Stadium. Perchlick in motion going right. Here's the give, and I think we're going to get a little illegal motion perhaps on the Tigers.
Yeah.
I think the man in motion took a step or a little bit of a direction forward.
Yep, that's exactly my thought too, Spike. Perchlick anxious to turn up, you know, and they spot those things. Yeah, penalties was something. I didn't get the final statistic for last week's effort, but it was a nice, clean, crisp football game for an opener.
Yep, Tigers went about 215 or 220 yards on total offense. A little over half of that in the air.
Yeah.
From Patrick Brown, who threw for over 50%.
Patrick Brown showed a lot of poise last week, threw some strikes and seemed to hang his toenails just up to the line of scrimmage and then pull the trigger. Just showed a lot of poise, Spike.
All right, here we go. 1st and 15 from the 47-yard line. Now another flag. There was movement somewhere, Jimmy. I didn't pick it up.
No, delay a game, that call is.
Yeah, it came from that. Uh-oh. Tigers now have lost some valuable field position. I think we're going to get a delayed flag here.
Wow. What is that signal?
Flag came from the sideline official.
Huh.
So they're going to march it back 5, and then they're going to march it back. Oh my. I believe that's enough. 15-yard penalty. So the Tigers get walked off for a 5 and a 15, plus a 5 before. And we've yet to have a play from the line of scrimmage, and the Tigers go all the way from their Montpelier 42 all the way back to their 38-yard line.
Yeah, Spike, they've wasted that good run back by Andy Spees, but it is first down. But they're saying 35 yards in the hole we are on this, or 25.
Spread wide to that side. Sexton in motion toward Irving. Straight drop. Brown looks upfield, now throws deep. He's got a man wide open. And just
Sean Sexton.
Through and over and incomplete. Sexton down inside the 35-yard line, incomplete. That'll bring up second down.
Spike, it looked like he was so excited to be in the open and to have that ball, and then he looked back toward the sun, if you will. That sun's just at a nasty angle, but Patrick Brown laid it out there about as nice as he could.
Yes, he did. Yeah, you're right. You were mentioning earlier about his poise, and we're seeing that already. All right, Tigers come to the line of scrimmage. Ball at their own 33-yard line. Irving spread wide to this side. Damian Mays in motion, takes the handoff, going right. Has a man out in front of him, slips through one, but the Locomotive's there to keep it to about a 4-yard gain, leading the way out in front.
Alan Sharp, number 51, he had some help there, but he went out and did a nice job on that defensive end to give him a little wiggle room there.
All right, Alan Sharp, number 51, a name you're going to hear a lot of this year.
That's
of course, goes both ways.
That's a tough kid, that Alan Sharp. He learned how to bale straw. Sometimes I don't even think he used a baler. He's just that tough, Spike.
All right, Damian May spread wide to this side. Far side is Irving. Straight drop back Brown. They're going to set up a little inside screen to Irving. Has to evade one tackler. Hendon breaks away, but they're traveling. We're going to have a face mask, I'll bet, on Montpelier.
Yeah.
So that will change this Tiger drive. That was kind of cemented in some bad breaks there early on with those penalties.
Spike, it was third down and a mile. I think it was 3rd and 32 if the scoreboard's correct over there. And he was coming around the corner here, and the Locomotives a little overzealous trying to nail him and got a hold of his head there, his helmet with the face mask right up there, his hand. So that's going to move the ball.
It's the big boy variety.
Yeah.
Big chunk of change there coming back the other way. That'll put the ball up close to midfield, spotted at the Liberty Center 49-yard line. Now Liberty Center has regained some field position.
10, 13, 16, 18.
3rd and 18 to go will be good enough for me. Tigers need to get down to the 32-yard line of Montpelier for a first down. 2 wide outs. Here's the fake to Perchlick. Brown drops back. In trouble. Stopped right there at the 43.
That's the first sack, to my knowledge, of Patrick Brown. This just into the second game. But it was a wise thing. There's no way he was going to complete that. They were kind of closing on him, and no point in getting real cute with it. They just got in a hole with those penalty Spike, and they couldn't dig out of it. So at least they're up there where a good punt should get the Locos kind of back on their heels just a little.
Yep, Jacob Howard, the punter, number 20 for Liberty Center. Gunners are Irving and Mays. All right, good job there. Hyde, spiraling kick, slowed down and brought down, slowed down by McCrory. Irving in on the hit. I believe Perchlick and Damian Mays also down there in on the stop for the Tigers. So Montpelier will take over on their own 25-yard line. Not quite 3 minutes gone here in this opening period at Liberty Center. All right, when I get my mind caught up into this, we'll set the offense and the defense. Right now, the Tigers show a 3-man front. 2 defensive ends will flip over the middle. Caught, and Montpelier will have enough yardage with that quick slant over the middle for a 1st and 10 up around their own 40-yard line.
Yeah, Dan Irving on the initial contact there, drilled him right there, had some other help from the secondary, but nice pitch and catch there by the Locos.
Well, and Liberty Center expected that play. That'll be one of the Montpelier staples in their offense. Now, we mentioned last week they ran, their yardage was about 90% rushing, but of course we had the bad weather last week. So like Jim alluded to earlier, we may see more of the run. Now Montpelier lining up with the I formation, spread out wide to this side, give off the left side, and he's stopped in the backfield. That's a smackerino.
Yeah, that right side over there just would not budge.
Yep, Brandon Neff, the defensive tackle on that side, along with
Heflinger, linebacker Heflinger just put that hole just very sweet. But that whole right side over there says, I don't think so. Not a running play to our side right now.
All right, Heflinger, number 3, is a safety in this Tiger scheme.
Well,
Quigley, a tackle on one side. Brandon Neff, tackle on the other. Second down and 10. For Montpelier, rolling out, has time, coming this way near the 40, dump short,
ooh.
And ouch.
Yeah, a little too quick on the coverage there. Purdue was right there to make the play and did, but trouble was the ball didn't quite get there yet.
All right. I believe the standard penalty for pass interference in high school football is 15 yards. Well, you know, Liberty didn't get much of a spot, Jim, after that hit in the backfield. The ball went back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yep.
Now the 15-yard PI penalty will put the ball in Tiger territory. A big turnaround from that huge return on the opening kickoff. No, now Montpelier will come to that line of scrimmage. First and 10 at Liberty Center's 45-yard line. Setting the defense for Liberty Center, nose tackle Chad McClory, number 8. Brandon Neff at 1 defensive tackle, and at number 74, number 88, Adam Quigley, the other defensive end. Back to throw, has time, rolling right. Here comes pursuit from Bodenbender. Coming up, Mays, and makes a great hit in the open field at the 43-yard line.
Yeah, Damian Mays, number 7, just knew he was going to have some help, so he went right for those legs and cut him out.
Well, and Bodenbender had him hemmed in. The quarterback had to keep going to the sideline.
Yep.
And Damian Mays right there licking his chops, taking him out at the knees.
Yep. This defense, Tiger defense last year, there was a couple times when Rams got a good drive going, but boy, they just stiffened when they had to and made plays when they had to.
Max Lamberson, the quarterback for Montpelier, under center. 2 wideouts left, straight drop. They're going to flip underneath. Pass caught. Uh-oh, and we're going to have another Tiger penalty in the backfield. Uh-oh, wow. Montpelier completed that pass right around first down yardage, and it is good for a first down. However, perhaps a late hit in the backfield, and that will not bode well for
no, they're gonna tack another big chunk on there, Spike, and boy, the wheels have come off on our discipline in the sense that it's just penalty after penalty here, and that
and we're drawing a fine line on that too, Jim.
I know.
Some of these penalties, you know, for late hits, you know, that one there was pretty negligible. But
yeah.
All right, now the Tigers with their backs pinned against that proverbial wall. Montpelier will take over. First and 10, just inside the Tiger 19-yard line. 7:05 left here, first period. A little play action, quarterback rolling right, has time, nobody to throw to, and Howard has him penned in, gets away there, and finally down on the sidelines, it's Damian Mays with the tackle.
Yeah, also number 27, Joe Bodenbender, finally got there, but that turned out to be a good gainer for this quarterback that showed pass, but then was pretty adept at scrambling to the defensive left side of the Tigers.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. The offense really had no receivers out in the area.
No,
the quarterback rolling right really had nowhere to go.
So that, yeah, exactly. Well, maybe that was a kind of a naked rollout there.
All right, Spiess and Mays lining up man-to-man here. They try to power it up inside, and Chad McClory there to eat that up, diving through the pile. Heflinger, number 3.
Quigley got in there, too.
And, of course, Perchlick is always going to have his nose on the action.
Yep.
A gain on the play of about a couple.
Well, his Tiger defense has got an awful lot of game, but they got to get settled down there and not give them such chunks of yardage via the stinking and rotten yellow flag there, Spike.
Yeah, tonight it has been tough. Montpelier comes out in the I formation, a wide out to either side. Man coverage out there on the Whiteouts. Here is the give to the second back. There it is. McCoy! Eats him alive! That's a smackerino. Chad McCoy throws him for a 5-yard loss.
Yep, and Quigley right there saying hello too. I mean, chin to chin, those boys with that guy, and that's the Tiger defense coming up big.
Boy, oh boy, the referees.
Spent another down there. They're looking at 3rd down and 8 right now.
Well, they're obviously Montpelier in 4-down territory. I would really doubt that they would settle for a field goal here. Of course, we're at 3rd and 8. Loss of, I thought, at least 5 yards, but the officials definitely spotting with the left foot.
They're going to flood the left side there in a apparent pass attempt.
Yep, little play action, bootleg, rolling left. He's got a man out there, nothing caught underneath, and hits through the goal line. Danny Irving, Jacob Hard, Andy Speece, and I believe Perchlick was down in there too. Well, anyway, we got the 3 of them right.
Wow.
Now it's 4th and 10, or 4th and goal. At, I would call it, what, the 2, or is it the 1?
Oh, yeah, 1.5 perhaps. You know, one thing surprised me there, Spike. It looked like that quarterback had open field in front of him with that receiver out there. He could have tried to run it and got about as close as anything there. But he chose to pass it.
All right, here comes Montpelier, wide formation to this side of the field, the wide side. He's running now, keeps it.
Yay! 51. Alan Sharp.
Jimmy, you got it. Alan Sharp right there. Faced him up and took him over and down, and that's where we're going to start the football at the 1-yard line.
These Tigers, you know, they were giving up some ground there by the penalty, but they tightened up when they needed to tighten up right there in their goal line. They're going to take over, so everybody in Orangetown is happy. Now we just need to sustain a drive without a yellow flag.
Now, field position a lot different from the 33 all the way back to the 1. We've got some ground to make up. Here is the give off the right side. No play action, and just out of the outstretched
number 41. Yeah.
All right, not a bad call there with Montpelier obviously trying to gum up the works on the between the tackles.
Spike, how many years have you seen a goal line stand and the ball right down there on the Tiger inside the 5 and then come out and pass? How many times have you seen that, Spike? But that's what it takes. This is 2007, and any way to get her done.
All right, Tigers come out, 2nd down and 10 from their own 1-yard line. They're going to call it the 2-yard line officially. Here is the give straight ahead. That is Slick taking a spin. Number 4.
Jake Elling.
Jake Elling, a sophomore, one of the rising stars for Liberty Center. Jim, last year as a freshman on the JV team, Jake Elling was a force. He was a man among boys.
All right. Well, he'll certainly get his opportunity here on this Tiger offense tonight and in the future. And, you know, these yards, any of them gained here are valuable if, in fact, they can't pick up a first down. The punter's got to have a little elbow room, Spike.
Yes.
Got to get it away from the goal line.
All right, we'll call it 3rd down and 6 from the 7-yard line. Here is the give straight ahead, still on his feet up around the 10-yard line, and I believe that is
Elling again.
Elling again, number 4. It'll take a minute here to get 4 and 41 separated, both as running backs. Tigers don't pick up the first. They pick up about 8 yards on that short drive, but they do get out away a little bit from the goal line, so they'll have the ball punting from their own 10.
Yeah, in
3:19 to go here in the first period, excuse me. Montpelier, a single return man at the 40-yard line. High spiral.
Good punt. Good punt.
Yeah. He's going to let it bounce. And what a Tiger roll. What a tremendous punt. All the way down to the 32-yard line.
Oh, that ignites the fans, Spike. They're fired up. I think the offense felt good. They could run a whole series of plays without a flag out there. Think about it.
Yeah.
In other words, they started on their goal line, and it's not time to make any mistakes, and they didn't. They executed, come within a whisker of making a first down out of it, but a good, solid punt gives the field position, back somewhere near where it ought to be.
All right, unofficially 58 yards for Jacob Howard. What an offensive weapon that was. All right, linebackers for Liberty Center. We have Jordan Perdue and Joe Bodenbender on the outside, Sharp and Perchlick on the inside. Here's the give to the first back through, wrapped up there by Bodenbender at the 28-yard line, a short gain for Montpelier. Joe Bodenbender, one of the more vocal defenders for Liberty Center. He kind of takes this job personally, Jim, playing that outside linebacker.
Well, he's a senior, and I mean, it's time to be a leader, so no problem with that at all. Just mean what you say and say what you mean, and then lead by example.
All right.
And he's doing it.
Cornerbacks for the Tigers, Andy Spees, number 6, Damian Mays, number 7. The safeties, Danny Irvin, Derek Hefflinger. All right, 2nd down and 8, Montpelier.
Yeah!
Get in the backfield, he gets away from with help from Chad McClory. And all kinds of McClory, I think, in on the first hit. Perdue down in there. And the Tigers really pour it on defense now.
Boy, they were saying, maybe they're a little tired of the offense kind of stuttering there with all the penalties. There's nothing wrong with playing defense and taking them right backwards. They had their ears laid back and were getting it done, Spike.
Yep, the spittle rolling out of the sides of the mouths of the Tigers there. Jimmy, they took an extra couple licks. They let him go, and they stood him up, and they popped him again and let him go, and they popped him again.
Yeah, they were gaining ground with every little miss there.
All right, 3rd and 18. Now roll to the right. He's going to look back for a little screen pass. Chased by
Quigley.
And nailed right there. No gain on the play. Adam Quigley runs him down from behind. We're going to call it a loss of a yard.
Adam Quigley had a great game last week when you needed it, Spike. They only threw to him one time, but as a tight end, he slipped down. I think it was about a 30-yard gainer right when we had to have one. So he's got game on offense and defense.
Well, Liberty Center's defense comes to the top now. It's the cream, I'm telling you, rising to the top. The Tigers with a tremendous stand on that. Montpelier losing 9 yards on the series.
Short kick.
A short wobbler. That is going to come down. Mays with a spectacular catch. He makes 2 tackles, 3 tackles, and all the way down near the 35-yard line. A return of 10 yards, and maybe, just maybe, we'll pick up a little extra baggage here with a penalty on Montpelier for an illegal helmet grab.
Yep, I think so. But also a little credit there to Andy Spees. Nice block right there at the point of reception. And, that's hard to do because that guy is coming and trying to tackle your guy. And it can't be a clip. It's just a difficult block to make, and it's not always a pancake. It's just kind of screen him, get between him and the ball carrier, so that he's essentially taken out. So Andy Spees, good job there.
Very well put, Jim. Great observation. I love it. All right, now the Tigers line up with the wing right formation. Mays out there, straight ahead. Here's the give to
Elling.
Let's make a great spin cut. Breaks another tackle, and it's a Tiger first down. Elling with stupendous moves inside the 20-yard line. A gain of about 14 on the play.
Yeah.
Wow, Jimmy. Yeah. Boy, the Tigers got it out there on that offensive right side behind Alan Sharp, Phil Miller, and Andrew, I'm going to say this a lot, Adam and Andrew.
Yeah.
Adam Quigley.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And Jake Elling didn't play last week, but, man, he's ready to play tonight, and he looks like he has that step of quickness that the Tigers can really appreciate there.
Yep, ball now on the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Here is the give now to Perchlick, right side, looks for running room, makes a great cut, a stiff arm.
He's in!
A 17-yard down from the man, perhaps one of the toughest Tigers of them all, Jacob Perchlick.
Spike, you gotta love it. These Tigers, as messy as it was, Andy Spees and the receiving team on the kickoff got him a real good field position, and then they shot themselves in the foot. How many penalties? It was 3 or 4.
Oh, I think Tigers have 4 right now.
I mean, it took them right down there, got Montpelier some action, and they stalled out because of the good play of the defense right there in the goal line. Otherwise, it's been Tigers, Tigers, Tigers.
All right, Brown will hold. The kicker, let's get that number, Jim.
17. Leighton Chambers.
a freshman for Liberty Center.
His dad was a kicker.
He's going to line straight up, kicks up, and
Yeah!
he got
Hey!
the freshman.
Yeah.
Chambers with his first appearance as a Liberty Center Tiger on the field. Converts. Tigers go up 7-0.
Yeah, his dad, Kirk Chambers, was quite a football player in his own right. And Layton's got red hair, just like his mom and sisters and what all. And I'm telling you, that kick didn't waste any space, but it's an extra point. It's positive, and we love it.
Well, Jimmy, let's go back and look at what happened so far in this game. We've got 16 seconds remaining here in the first period. Liberty Center with a tremendous kickoff return from Andy Spees all the way down to the 32. But before your very eyes, the Tigers were marched back about 45 yards. And Montpelier with the football moved it right down the field with the aid of another untimely penalty or two from Liberty Center. Montpelier first and goal from about the 6-yard line, got it down to the 1, and the Tiger defense rose to the occasion, held them at the 1, and then the Tigers moved it out, were forced to punt from about their own 10.
8-yard line.
Yep. There you go, all the way down to the 32 on the other side.
A lot of good things there. So had to be some good punts, had to be some great coverage, and then the Tiger defense has just plain been awesome. Just can't wait to mix it up.
Let's make that a 60-yard punt, Jim.
Yeah.
Because Jacob Howard came through with a busting punt, and compared to the wobbler that Montpelier sent off, that one of the biggest differences in the game. Montpelier with that 20-yard punt, Liberty Center with 60, and that set the Tigers up in great field position.
Chad McCoy.
Kickoff, that's going to come down in that little dead zone, takes a high hop, picked up there at the 13-yard line. Clapp makes him turn a corner. They get to the outside, but hemmed in down there. Perchlet, I believe we had number 36, Jake Hensley, in on special teams to help run him out of bounds. So Montpelier, with short return, they'll have the ball starting out at their own 23-yard line.
Well, Max Lamberson is a heck of an athlete there for the Locos, and you can believe there's going to be plenty of passes and plenty of this, that, and other things. But, man, those Tiger defense, you know, the way they were pouring through that line of scrimmage, owning the line of scrimmage, quarterback doesn't know whether to this or go blind, Spike. You know what I'm saying?
I understand very well. Man in motion. They give him the football. Heflinger outside, stays with his man.
Yeah.
Punch like to run him down. Heflinger with a lot of help from a couple of more Tigers.
Yeah.
Bender and Danny Irving, and he's thrown down, and it's a loss on the play.
Spike, this reminds me of Tiger defenses of yesteryear. When the first guy sells out because he knows he's got help. He can feel it. He knows they're coming. He can feel them thundering there beside him, and that's what you do. You make that runner, string him to the sideline as best you can, make him commit, and then here comes everybody to get in on it.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
It's a pretty thing.
Derek Heflinger did a great job.
Yeah.
He stayed with his man, held him in. He was not going to cut back against Heflinger.
Yeah.
He was not going to beat him to the sideline. Heflinger with a great job of maintaining. And, of course, who was it that came barreling through there? I believe, was it Perchlet?
Yeah.
Perchlet had blood in the eye and hitting them out, and he was there to really help stop that play, and for about a 3-yard loss. All right, now let's get a few sponsors here at the quarter break while we can slip some in. We've got the porch coaches, about a dozen there or so. We'll get into those more later in the season. We've got Dave's Auto Service with Dave Perry right uptown in Tiger Town. Also the Tiger Shop with Bob and Julie Shaddy out on the north end, right beside KK Collision with Kyle Kern. Also, you don't want to forget the great Railside Meat Market with Bob Miller doing a tremendous job up there at the old meat locker from 50 and 60 years ago. Of course, Danny Heflinger, who's got the grandson, Derek, who we've just gotten them talking about. Dan representing a Maritime Realty. And, of course, Kyle Kern with KK Collision. All sorts of body work and, of course, every possible maintenance concept that you may have, whether it be an oil change or...
works on diesels now.
Oh, yes, everything. All right, now, Montpelier comes out with a spread formation. Tigers likewise spread the defense out. We've got Purdue out here, Mays and Irving. They give it off that other side, and it's a keeper. And Hefflinger brings him down at about just across the original line of scrimmage. We'll call it a gain of maybe 5 for Montpelier, and that'll bring up 3rd down and
not much.
Third and about, we'll call it 8 yards to go. They need to get, Montpelier needs to get up across the 30 up to about the 34 for a 1st and 10.
Yeah, Joe Bodenbender tackled the fake into the line, and that's okay. That guy's coming. He's acting like he's got the ball. You just go ahead and nail him, you know.
Must have been a little bit of an option running away from the spread formation.
Yeah.
Now the quarterback rolling behind his receivers. Here's a home run ball deep and just out of the hands of number 3 for Montpelier. Let's
Britt Moore,
a 5'8" junior.
Also, Hefflinger there just at the opportune time, kind of rattling these bones, so there was not to be a reception. I think because these Tigers get a little more comfortable judging the speed of these local receivers, I can smell a pick coming, Spike.
Oh,
but you gotta respect them lest you be burned. So when you think you can cover him and it's time to go for that ball.
Now the Tigers stiffen up. It's going to be 3 and out. Montpelier with a wobbly punt. That's going to go way out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. So a net punt of 27 yards for Montpelier.
You know, we've mentioned that over the years, Spike, that punting game is a big part of football. And you can see tonight, thus far, the local punter just hasn't gotten his foot into it. He just hasn't. Whereas on the other hand, Howard, the Tiger punter, has boomed some beauties out here.
Oh yeah, in practice too, a good punter. All right, we'll change that. Officially a 21-yard punt for Montpelier. Tigers take over 1 yard deep into Montpelier territory. They have Mays in motion this way. Give to Elling. Elling breaks a tackle, but swarmed under a host of Montpelier hungry football players. Jim, you know, Montpelier had to come into this game knowing they're on the road, knowing this is a pivotal game perhaps in their future. Bugler, their coach, been there 7 years and certainly not a poor coach by any means. Knows what the man's doing. He had to work on these guys' heads saying, we've got to do it now. This is the team we have to beat. We've got to prove to the world that we can beat Liberty Center.
Well, their quarterback's been ensconced there for 3 years previous and really a heralded athlete.
All right, now the Tigers.
They smelled a twitch. Oh no, against the Locos.
Well, the 2-yard loss after the penalty now in a way becomes a gain, and the Tigers now looking at a much different offensive flavor here. We're looking at 2nd down and a short 7 yards to go. The ball just short of the Montpelier 45. So Irving, and we'll get this offense set here in a minute. Irving comes out spread wide to this side. Mays and Sexton as wingback. Sexton in motion. They give to Sexton behind Sharp. Sexton evades one tackle and finally worms his way to the 45, and we're going to get a late flag. And I don't have any idea on this one, Jimmy.
No, I didn't see that. I think he might have smelled a block he didn't like.
Well, that would be a good observation here. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
And the illegal block, I think that means a block below the knees.
Yeah. You know, in high school, that's just never supposed to be done ever. And, you know, you think, well, right on the line of scrimmage, you can do that. But I think they've changed that, Spike. You just can't take a man's legs out. Used to could, you know. That
was where you were taught. I mean, that was what it was all about.
Yeah, get them low. And that way you could kind of control what they're doing. But
my, oh, my. The third huge penalty, the third major penalty of 15 yards, walked off against the Tigers. So now Liberty Center will be looking at approximately a 2nd down and 22 when they come back after this timeout.
You know, talking again about those a penalty of that nature, your assignment is to get a man, and if you're a light guy and you're blocking a big guy, you know, you just want to get him any way you can. I mean, your instinct takes over, and perhaps he didn't even think he was getting him below the knees, but by the time he got there, at least in the eyes of the officials, perhaps it was a low block. But, you know, the key is just to be not doing that. You know, just got to keep it to an absolute minimum.
All right. Good observation once again, Jimmy Boy. All right, a few more sponsors. We've got the Henry County Bank with locations throughout the county. Bill Went, President. Swanton Welding with the Zeider family in charge. The Dugout with Stephen Captain Terracini. Hill Asphalt Paving with Randy Hill. Trucker's Paradise with Lynn and Jerry Ripke. And boy, Jimmy, it was just this morning. I had that good old plate of bacon and eggs and home fries.
I got to get over there.
Don't get no better.
I asked him one time, I says, can you have pie for breakfast? He said, you sure can. They're right over there in the case.
All right, we're back after the timeout. Liberty Center with a 2nd and 22 from their own 39. Here is the pitch to Elling. Elling with a little running room, but a good defensive play. Uh-oh, and we're going to have another flag, and that one will be against Montpelier. Montpelier isn't happy to tackle him around the waist, Jimmy, or around the knees.
Yep.
They're going for the helmet, and they get burned again. You get your hand in the cookie jar one too many times, and I guarantee you eventually you're going to be caught.
Boy, that's a big one, too. I mean, they just, referees say, hey, look, we're in control here, and you guys are going to make mistakes, and we're going to walk them off accordingly.
Jake picked up about 5 coming back, even with the great tackle from the deep secondary from number 44, Kyle Castillo. All right, now the Tigers with a 2nd and 2. Here's the give to Elling. Around the right side, following Sharp and caught from behind. That was Castillo again, number 44. Another super defensive play. No gain. Tigers now with a 3rd and still 2 yards to go.
Yeah, it looked like that play might just go, but Montpelier's got a lot of quickness, and they're kind of crowding those safeties up, knifing the gaps, and they're not getting a block on them. And then they're got kind of an open shot at Elling, who was trying to swing around the left end there.
All right, let me make a correction. That was guard Gene Zen leading the way out there, pulling to the outside. Now the Tigers set Mays in motion. Give straight ahead. Plenty of running room, and that is very close to the first down.
A good spot and a good measurement, and we're there.
Chad McClory listed as fullback, but I want to tell you, I think he manned Mountain Cannon. He plowed his way through the interior of that defense, and I believe we're going to have a measurement here.
All right, Spike, you got to set the chain gang over there. Who are they? Have there been changes? Are those guys been doing their two-a-days, and are they in shape for this kind of work?
Absolutely. Well, they're in their 38th year under the
there's a
man on the backside.
Yeah, I see that retired highway patrolman out there.
All right, maybe a change of a couple of faces here. Who's on the front end of the down box?
Yeah.
But the Tigers have it right. The chain gang comes through again.
Yeah. Yeah, who is that man with the big hat there on the right there?
I can't tell from here. We've got...
oh, wait a minute. You give us it.
All right,
still good.
Right.
No.
They still got it.
Nah,
sure.
Getting nervous on that second time around there, Spike.
I believe that's Zacharias. Perhaps, don't tell me they've let Chris Zacharias run this chain gang. Yep, there he goes. I believe that's CZ going to spot the donut there at the 35.
All right.
The Tigers come out with a standard wing left package. They play fake. Rolling right, stopping, throwing deep. He's got a man out there just out of his outstretched hands. Patrick Brown laid it out there beautifully just over Danny Irving's hands, and that will fall incomplete.
Yeah, some good blocking back here to keep the charging Locos off the quarterback, and they were coming, Spike.
Well, I think good blocking scheme there, and Danny, Patrick Brown. I have to take a while to get that out of me. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 at the 39-yard line of Montpelier. 8:54 remaining here in the first half. All right, we got McClory on the left, Perchlik lined up on the right. And the give straight ahead to
number 8.
McClory down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 4. And now, obviously, Jim, the Tigers in 4-down territory, setting a little bit better with 3rd down and 6. All right, that offensive line at center, we've got Brandon Stacy, number 62. The guards, number 59, Gene Zen, and number 51, Alan Sharp, backed up by Jacob Clapp. The tackles, Schwab, number 76, and Phil Miller, number 58. Here is Sexton in motion. They fake the handoff. Now they give the other way and stop at the line of scrimmage. Damian Mays, Tigers with a great play call, Jimmy.
Yeah.
A lot of ingenuity But Montpelier's played some reasonably good defense at times tonight. That time they stopped the run.
Yeah, they had. It just, he got bumped and banged before he could regain his balance. Not so much tackled initially, just bumped kind of off stride. And then the next guy came in and bumped him the other way and just couldn't stay on his feet there.
All right, the long snapper in this situation, Brian Bush, number 33. Tigers are going to set up in punt formation at the 35-yard line.
How about a pass? How about a pass?
Got a man open. McClory caught at the 26-yard line. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
First down for Liberty Center.
Wow. You know, I just wondered because the Tigers in the last few years have been kind of famous for that. The guy back there's got to have a passing arm. He floated that one just a little bit, but great reception out here and what it takes.
And yes, let's call that a great reception because the ball is howitzered out there from Jacob Howard.
Yeah.
It's fluttering a little bit.
Yeah.
Now you're asking a man like Man Mountain McClory to make a play that he's not normally used to making. He's supposed to be out there mopping up people right and left. He's supposed to plow through 6 tacklers. He is not supposed to catch a ball like that.
Yeah, well, they got each other's back, Spike, and it's just a fun thing to watch. He says, well, if you're going to do that, then I'm going to get that ball. And you know, there were white shirts all around, but he knew that was meant for him, so he went up and got her.
All right, Tigers with a wide formation. The only setback, McClory, straight drop. Now Brown in trouble scrambling, and he gets rid of it upfield and almost picked off by Castile.
Yeah.
Brown kept it just short enough out of the hands and then save about a 8-yard sack.
Yeah, that's clearly what he was doing. He saw some open field and thought that he could throw that one away, but boy, a Montpelier defender was pretty close there. But yeah, this Patrick Brown shows a lot of, I don't know.
Poise.
Yeah, poise for being this
gamemanship.
For this being just his second game to speak of.
All right, Perchlik, the running back over on the right, Mays on the left. Now they're going to give it to Perchlik on a delay. A lot of blocking, and all the way down to close to the 20-yard line. A gain of about 8 for Liberty Center. Boy, that time, Jim, a little bit of a delay. They had an extra tight end up there. Mays was spread out wide as a wingback to the right side.
Yeah.
And the Tigers simply ran up behind Stacy, the center, along with Alan Sharp and Phil Miller once again.
Yeah. Boy, that offensive line for the Tigers is just having a good time for the most part. They're controlling the line of scrimmage.
Delay again, and well enough for a first down. Again, Perchlik powering off that right side. And over
Sharp and Miller. Philip Miller and
Schwab has been the right tackle.
Yeah.
At least on that play there.
Well, Miller's in at right tackle there, Spike.
Yeah, well, they must be switching it around.
They could do that.
Timeout down on the field. The Tigers with a couple of 3 bruising runs there, down to about the 15-yard line where they've got a 1st and 10.
How is the time working? Love it. I mean, they just rise up and then they don't fold. They just can't wait to hit somebody, and it's working out for them.
All right, now the Tigers line up that double tackle set over on the left side.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Miller and Schwab. Tigers with the fake to McClory rolling out Brown, and he's going to fights away from the tackle. He's got some wide open spaces. Following the block by McClory. And he's touchdown. It's a Tiger touchdown. It's a Tiger touchdown. Holy cow, Jimmy boy.
They're looking good, Spike.
Brown has now been labeled as illegal.
You know, both weeks. Last week it was, I can't think of his name now, but it was a Tenora quarterback that was highly heralded. Oh, man, this guy's done everything. You know, he's been a quarterback since he's a freshman. Well, he was a freshman. But, I mean, you know, he was labeled as Mr. Everybody. Quietly, Patrick Brown, in my mind, had a better game. Tonight, this Max Lamberson is labeled as Mr. All-World. Well, who you going to want quarterback in your team?
Set, snap, good, hold.
Yeah!
Takes over the top again! Yeah, baby, I don't care how far or how high or what direction. That was between the uprights, over the crossbar, and the extra point conversion kick was good by Leighton Chambers, hold by Brown.
Yes, sir. Leighton Chambers, red-haired guy, proud doing his mom and dad a lot of proud, and if he keeps that up, he's going to wipe off his dad's records. And his dad did a lot of kicking, Kirk Chambers, as well as quarterbacking and about everything else during his years. But man, he just is not bruising that ball, but he's getting her over, Spike, and we got to love it.
All right, let's go back here. I'm going to put illegal. I'm going to put in jail Rex Lindgren for once again running another fake punt, throwing the pass, picking up the first down, and then the Tigers finish it off. Most importantly, they finish it off. And how do we label that one? Escapability by Mr. Brown. Brown, who was hemmed in over on the left side, had no room, ducked under the tackle.
Yeah, ducked under a guy that was trying to take his head off and big enough to do it too, but Patrick Brown.
And all of a sudden, Jimmy, the wall opened up over there. He had a lane, and he made it in on the dive into the end zone.
Yeah, I think Alan Sharp was over here again with a block, and I don't know who else, but hey, Tigers are playing with a mission.
All right, 14-0 Liberty Center, 6:33 remaining here in the first half. Purdue, the gunner on one side, Irving on the other. Here's the kick, end over end. It's going to come down into no man's land once again, bounds around. Picked up there at the 17, looks for running room. And finally slowed down, hit by a host of tacklers, and I think, Jimmy, number 36, Jake Hensley, was again in on the play as a special teamer.
Yeah.
So Hensley proving his worth, coming off the bench, providing and playing a role for the Tigers.
Yeah, special teams contribute mightily. Don't give that team good field position, and that's where get out there, break up the interference, sacrifice yourself, just get in there and get her done.
You know, one play we haven't seen much of that was successful was that quick slant from Montpelier. Now they've got a man spread wide to either side, double setback, give to that first man, slips one tackle.
51.
And right away by number 51, Alan Sharp,
Yeah.
Jim, and that's the man we talked about earlier, man you will hear a lot of this year.
That guy's got beef cows in Washington Township and brings them back to Liberty Township. And as I say, making hay all the time, just working. That guy's working.
They make them tough out that way, Jimmy. Mean and full of posh and vinegar.
Yeah.
All right, that's been a big second down and 7 at the 30-yard line of Montpelier. Straight drop. Has pressure, rolling right, away from McClory, now fires upfield, and that's going to be caught for a big gainer. The receiver came back to the football, and boy, oh boy, they picked him up and slammed him down there, and I was waiting for that dirty, rotten, no good yellow flag, but it was not forthcoming.
Yeah, you know, there was plenty of Tigers in that general area. Man, they had a host of guys back there, but I think you mentioned the key thing. He went back to get the ball, and the Tigers just felt, well, we got him defended here, and nobody was jumping back there toward that ball with him. So that was a big play when the Locos needed one.
Well, and sometimes when the quarterback throws it up like that,
almost had him.
Yeah, you got to wonder if maybe that just wasn't hail and hope.
Yeah.
All right, so 1st and 10 inside the Tigers' territory.
All right.
Movement, I believe, from the right guard.
Yeah, cost the Locos 5 yards there.
Anyway, on that particular play, he threw it downfield. The Tigers seemingly had him defended, but the receiver picked up the flight of the ball perhaps earlier than anybody else, and simply, like you mentioned, came back and got it.
Yeah, well, you know, when you really think about it, they've been playing pitch and catch for a long time, and so the advantage should go to the pitch and catch people.
Right.
I mean, they kind of have a feel for what the thrown ball looks like or what somebody's range is and all those factors.
All right, after the penalty, 1st and 15 from their own 46-yard line. Montpelier wideouts to this side. Quarterback rolling this way. Tigers contained. Here's the pass caught. And Mays down. It's a fumble. Ball still loose on the ground. Still loose on the ground. And they're going to rule Montpelier came up with it.
Wow.
Flurry down inside the 25-yard line.
Oh, yeah. Damian Mays in on it. Andy Speece in on it. Well, maybe that's it. Those two guys rocked him pretty good. Nice reception there by the Loco, and then he fumbled it, but was able to get it back.
All right, a wild scramble for the football. Montpelier comes up with with the pigskin, and they're going to have now a 1st and 10 with a couple of big plays now on the Tiger 21-yard line. Well, Liberty Center now will have a challenge once again. Montpelier knocking on the door. Here's the give off the right side. Drives, pounds, gets it down close to the 15, but the Tigers gather their defenses there and stop him after about 3 on the play.
Yeah, McClory, I think, right there, said hello to him, and I don't know, some other Tigers. It's just not like they're not standing just, well, I guess you got him. I mean, they're flying up there trying to help Spike, and that's a kind of exuberance that will bode them well as the season wears on.
All right, Tigers with that 3-man front with Quigley, McClory, and Neff. Give hit by McClory, stopped, and the Tigers swarm to the ball, maybe a yard gain.
Yeah, Alan Sharp there.
Once again, you're right, number 51 all over that.
Putting a hit on him, and also Dan Irving getting a chunk of him there too.
All right, Stacy was in there that time for Neff at one of the defensive tackles. They call it a nose tackle with 2 defensive tackles, and then a 4 linebacker and a 4 defensive back set, the 3-4-4. Now we show the Tigers with a linebacker up on the line of scrimmage, showing the 4-man front, 4 linebackers, and quarterback rolling right. Stop there. Purdue cuts off the lane. Pass caught, heading for the goal line and into the end zone. It's a Montpelier touchdown at the 3:51 mark of the 2nd period.
Yeah,
Montpelier stays in the football game.
That was a good pass there by quarterback Lamberson. Damian Mays had a shot at him there, but couldn't quite bring him down on that play, Spike. So,
well,
but that clearly, it appears as though number 3, Britt Moore, is his favorite target. He's flagged down a bunch of them tonight.
Yep. Montpelier getting the receivers isolated out there, the old one-on-one coverage. And now the Montpelier Locomotives will attempt their point after touchdown kick. The hold had the ball a little cockeyed, but driven through the uprights. And at that 3:51 mark, likely aforementioned, Montpelier on the scoreboard. It's now 14-7. Defensive coordinator Casey Moeller out there giving the Tigers what for, and I believe, Jimmy, we may see a different Tiger defense the rest of the game. That may be what the Tigers need to make sure that they're focused and that they're intense enough to handle this Loco offense.
Yeah, well, there are plenty of adjustments, both by the Locos and the Tigers throughout the game, and a lot of high school coaching, Spike, has become adjusting. What are they giving you? Or what can we do to stop what they're doing? And, you know, it's just kind of a chess match, but ultimately that scoreboard shows what's going on, and, you know, Tigers had a lot of ball control. I'm sure time of possession is going to greatly favor the Tigers. Well, with just under 4 minutes, they've certainly got time to mount a nice drive and hang another one in there on them. Might try a onside kick here.
Well, nah, they'll go with it. They'll go deep. Yeah, much better kick
Big
for
kick.
Montpelier. That's going to be taken by Damian Mays back at the 6-yard line. The wall blocker set up. Mays finds a seam.
Yeah.
Mays. Oh, boy, Jimmy, he was off to the races. Somebody grabbed the jersey from behind, and Mays brought down by perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle, and the Tigers will take over there at their own 35-yard line with 3:44 remaining here in the first half.
Spike, do they still have breakaway jerseys? I can remember back when cameraman Tom Atkinson was wearing number 21. Seems like he got loose one time because of a breakaway jersey.
No, that was elusivity, or how you say it. All right, here's the give to Elling. Elling slides and grinds, slips and drives, and pounds his way forward. That's going to be enough for a Tiger first down. A gain of about 10.5 yards on the play.
Some nice blocking up there. Big number 76, Andrew Schwab, kind of at the point of that, but Elling was packing that mail, had her covered up, wasn't going to drop it, and just moving ahead. You love it, Spike.
Yep. Well, a 26-yard return for Mays, an 11-yard gain for
Elling.
Elling, yes, excuse me. Now Patrick Brown, plenty of time, throws downfield. And that is going to be picked off. No, wait a minute. Now they're going to, I think they're going to rule incomplete. The ball must have hit the ground in the battle there. The Locomotive had his hands on it first, but I believe it was Mays.
Yeah.
Damian Mays got his hands in there enough to knock it loose.
Oh, that's the defender in Damian Mays. I'm telling you, you've got to switch from offense to defense in the blink of an eye there sometimes, and he did exactly that.
You know, Damian has had it tough coming up through the ranks. You know, they've been waiting for him to really break out, and I believe now we're seeing exactly that. Damian Mays as a junior starting to turn into a playmaker on both sides of the ball. All right, the give, it's going to be an inside handoff, and that's snuffed out by Montpelier.
Yeah.
That,
too much penetration there by Montpelier. I mean, they were in the lane of traffic. Not an ill-conceived play, just one that at that time wasn't going to work because Loco was planted right firmly in where the ball carrier wanted to be.
Yeah, and it's like you said, sometimes it's a chess match. Are you going to be in the right place when they run the play to that area? And that time, Montpelier was there, you know, and they're maybe getting some good reads off the Liberty Center offense.
3rd and 12, this is one the Tigers like to have.
All right, spread out wide over here is Irving. Brown with time, fires upfield. Irving open momentarily, and the ball over his head incomplete. And that will bring up 4th down. The Tigers with the ball at their own 43. And Jimmy, you would think that Liberty Center would punt, but as we've seen in our 11 years together, you just never know with the mad gambler, Rex Miller, or Rex Lindgren.
Yep. But with the field position that the Locos would have here, although they only need 2 yards.
Well, they need 12. That's just
or 12 yards, yeah.
All right, Howard back in punt formation. He's going to get off.
Oh, yeah.
High spiraling kick. Fair catch called for and made down there inside the 20-yard line.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you that Jacob Howard is a weapon in his own right. It's just quite excellent. I mean, that guy is a whale of a punter there, Spike.
Yep, and that time that's all you can ask for. 35 yards and no return.
Yep.
Jacob Howard. And the height of the ball.
Right.
That is so effective.
That's coverage. That'll let your team get down there to make a play. And, of course, the receiver sensed that, so he started waving. He wanted to fair catch it. But
then I just love it when they fair catch it because you never know when that ball may come squirting loose.
Yeah.
All right, Montpelier, this wide formation this way. Last time they ran a little option the other way. This time the quarterback rolls behind the offense. We've got a flag.
Yeah.
We got a pick! We got a pick!
Yeah.
Jordan Berto!
Yes, sir.
Senior extraordinaire!
Once again, going back to number 3, his favorite target, that Britt fellow. Now tell me, Spike, does the Tigers have the option here? The penalties against Montpelier.
Absolutely. And that's declined. And we've got a Tiger first down. Jordan Berto from his linebacker spot.
Yep. See,
outside linebacker dropped back in coverage and was there to play underneath, picked the ball off, and the Tigers offense back in business.
You know, Spike, a true football player will always get it back for you. He made a mistake and got flagged a time or two earlier. Remember his overexuberance, perhaps on a late hit. He got it back for you.
All right. We've got Perchlik on the left, Elling on the right. Elling takes the handoff behind some great blocking, cuts across the lane to the 20, heading for the goal line. 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a Tiger touchdown! It's a Tiger touchdown once again. Liberty Center takes up with the interception and pulls it in.
That's a great
25 yards, 35 yards away.
A great run there, Spike. Adam Quigley made a nice block upfield there just a little bit at the point where he made his cut. And then Dan Irving over here close to the goal line made another block.
Also, guard Gene Zen got out in front of that, and that gave Jake Elling the ability behind
get started
the
there,
other block to cut back in, go against the grain, coming back right. And drive kick, and it's good again! With 3 in a row! 3 in a row for Leighton Chambers. Now you got to add in Patrick Brown and also the snapper.
Yep.
You've got to run that good all the way through. Bush on the good snap, Brown on the good hold, and of course Leighton Chambers now starting to feel his Cheerios. Drives that ball through the uprights, and the Tigers lead it 21-7. Yeah.
There we go. Spike, 2 minutes and 15 seconds here.
All right, Chad McClory to handle the kickoff chores here. A little pooch again, and that's going to come down and goes out of bounds around the 30-yard line.
Now that's kind of a miss there because that sets him up pretty good, doesn't it?
Well, you know, so far, let's give credit where credit's due to Montpelier to a small extent. You know, they've made a few plays, but for the most part, it's only when something breaks down from the Liberty Center side that
that they get any advantage
really
at all.
Been able to do a number on Liberty Center. They had the early drive that the Liberty Center Tigers finally rose up like the champions they are to snuff it out.
Yep.
And you know, they got a little help on that short. On that quick touchdown drive before, but the Liberty defense really, even if the ball at the 35, not in a bad position. And with this defensive secondary, I think you're only going to see them get nothing but better as they try to stop Montpelier throwing the ball upfield with just 2 minutes left in the half. There's that little slant, and that's caught. That's going to be good yardage. Montpelier with a 15-yard gain. That'll bring it up across the 50-yard line.
Yeah, Damian Mays and Dan Irving combined to get her done there.
You know, that's a play that the Tigers have worked on or worked against to play against in practice this week is that slant, one of the plays. But it's the kind of a pass, Jim, that you're not going to stop all the time.
Right, right. Brandon Stacy in and Adam Quigley out.
All right, perhaps to show a different front. Tigers show blitz, rolling out. Now Neff shows pressure, caught up there, and tackled by Purdue down at the 40. Along with Bodenbender, 27.
Yes.
And Purdue, number 9, dropping out here in coverage. So the Tigers show a 3-man front. Bodenbender, the linebacker, on the far side. Here is the give off that way.
No,
slowed down
he still got
Purdue,
it.
but it's still going.
Yeah,
but the Tigers swung to the ball.
Yeah, quarterback hung on that. I think that was a triple option. He could have handed it off, or he could have kept it, or he could have pitched it behind him.
Let's give Andy Spees some of the credit for the hit down there on the sideline, Jim. And it had me faked out. I lost that option play that you're speaking of.
Spike, he did not get out of bounds. The clock is still ticking for him.
Oh my, minute 20 to go now. Second down with the ball at the Liberty Center's 35-yard line. Quick drop, in trouble. Stacy with pressure. Now rolling right, fires the home run ball. And a diving effort just out of the hands.
All right.
Wow, a little scary there.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy that play fell incomplete for obvious reasons, but he was manhandling the defender there. Actually had the jersey of I don't know who way over there. The official didn't see it. He was watching the ball, but I don't know.
No wonder, because the ball was not thrown close to anybody, and here come the receiver all of a sudden with that little bit of extra momentum, perhaps. Yeah, that explains it.
He had a little handwork going over there. I think it was on Heffliner, but again, Montpelier got away with it, and it didn't result in a completion, so we're okay with that.
All right, Quigley, McClory, and Stacy up on the line of scrimmage, back deep. Irving and Heffliner. Now Stacy with pressure. They finally fire well up the field. Oh, come on, that is not interference. You've got to be kidding me. That is chicken crap all the way. Oh, this wasn't catchable. It was over his head.
Spike,
one leg may have bumped another.
Not only that, I almost think, of course, we're at the wrong side of the field, but it looked as though the great rush over there by Brandon Stacy and Alan Sharp actually put him out of bounds before he threw it. But that wasn't the flag. The flag's way down here where the coverage is.
Now, I'm going to contest that one. Where, incidental contact, if any at all, come on. This is football. This isn't Canadian curling here.
There is a flag way up here. And the quarterback's kind of acting like he can't, looks like he's coming out, but he's hurting. But I declare he must have been stepping out of bounds. All right, that's against the failure there.
Montpelier coaches on the field. They don't like the call, and the officials strike again.
Offsetting penalties.
Two penalties on Liberty Center, roughing the quarterback.
Yeah.
And interference.
Whoa.
And now we've got something there, and it's going to take a Philadelphia lawyer and perhaps the Liberty Center chain gang to sort that baby out.
I don't know.
Well,
Does that mean we just hug and go back to the huddle again, or what?
Oh, see that penalty after the play, the dead ball call against the Montpelier bench.
That one might be the one that tipped the balance there.
May supersede here, or at least offset. Boy.
Wow.
Well, I'm sure between Mike and Zach, they've got it figured out. Now if they can just relay it to the officials.
Well, I'll bet Jack Kruger's got it figured out, but it looks like the ball ultimately is going against the Tigers here.
Well, we may get a walk-off one way, and then let's wait and see.
Oh, that's right. They like to walk that around, don't they? Here we go.
The other way, yeah.
Oh, man, this is the fans pay good money to see this, Spike. Yeah.
All right, they rule offsetting penalties, but
now, isn't there one against the Montpelier bench?
well, that was what came back. See, both penalties went against Liberty, roughing the kicker, the quarterback,
Okay.
the tackle going out of bounds after the toss,
Yep.
and then, of course, the phantom pass interference call downfield.
Yep. Down the road, the rush of the Tigers is going to pay dividends. That quarterback does not have time, and he doesn't like it. But Brandon Stacy and Alan Sharp really had some heat on him.
All right, let's look now, Jim. Do we have a new quarterback in there? No.
Ah, he's in there.
Anderson's still in there. So it's the end result, 59 seconds, 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line, and the Tiger defense stiffens again. Gain of maybe a yard or two on the play.
Burn another timeout by the Locos here.
All right, if I don't remember any other timeouts by Montpelier, let's go with the fact they may have two, and we're coming off the field now. 53 seconds, Liberty 21, Montpelier 7, but Montpelier threatening.
He doesn't rattle them. I mean, everybody plays.
All right, 2nd down and 9 after the timeout. Straight drop, has time, rolls right. Slow down, Sagorino! Sagorino!
I believe Bodenbender got him there. And, you talk about having time. Well, yeah, he's got time, but that scramble comes to an end pretty quickly when the Tigers are coming like they are. Overall, the Tigers have got good team speed. They may not have that absolute burner that in years past perhaps we've had, and yet this Elling kid looks like he might just be that, Spike.
Well, okay, after the second Montpelier timeout, 3rd and 11, 45 seconds to go, the ball at Liberty Center 36. Quick drop, Tigers now put on the pressure, caught on a slant over the middle, met and hit right there by Hepflinger in the open field, but that will be enough for a Montpelier 1st down. Still plenty of time for the Locos, 38 seconds, clock will start as the chains are set. The official over the football, Tigers defense is set now, Montpelier offense is set, and the clock starts. And they're going to spike the football, Jimmy. I don't understand that play. The clock has already started.
Yep.
Why throw it down away? Go ahead, drop back, make your quick toss. You're only going to lose about 4 more seconds.
I know it,
incomplete
and
pass.
I see that done some, and it almost seems as though the coaching at the sidelines is rattled, and so they don't really call a play. They just say spike it, and then
Great point.
they keep thinking over there. But, yeah, they could have called a quick play, which might have worked, something to the sideline, which would maybe be a little bit safer than some of the stuff.
Well, yeah, and they're only going to lose just a few more seconds. Why throw a play away?
Yeah.
All right, 2nd down and 10. Ball at the Tigers 17. Montpelier with the football with an opportunity. Now they run the quick quarterback draw. He's got running room, and I believe he's into the end zone. Oh, my. What a come from behind effort here. Montpelier finding a way to beat the Tiger defense. Jimmy, that's been a trademark of Liberty Center.
I know.
Through the tenure of Coach Rex Lindgren,
Yep.
and now Montpelier came up with a big play, something they had to have seen from the coach's vantage point, way above the field here.
Well, everybody's thinking pass, and that quarterback draw just looked like, hey, there's nobody right in front of the quarterback, and perhaps he can make somebody miss.
Yeah, and that's the name of the game these days. And you see it at every level. The smaller, quicker, faster football players at every position able to do a lot more. Okay, Liberty Center expecting a short kick, not to allow a big return, as the Tigers have had 2 very good returns on kickoffs up to this point. Tigers with 10 men up close. Here's the kick, low line drive, exactly what they figured. Ball heading for the sideline. It's spinning, finally picked up by Mays. Mays gets past one man. He's got running room now. If he can get outside, he got one man to beat. And finally hauled down. It's not all the way down inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Damian Mays went back and picked the ball up somewhere around the 20-yard line. And holy cow, shot through a cannon, burst his way back up after breaking one tackle and battling his way. The last man left, number 3, I believe the kicker. No, the last man left was the one that finally corralled him.
Yeah, Brent Moore, that number 3, has been on the receiving end of a lot of passes, so it took a receiver to get him there who kind of had the angle on him, but great run back by Damian Mays.
Here's Sexton in motion. Brown dropping back. Tigers have time. Brown, he's throwing for the end zone. There's Irving. Touchdown! The Tigers go 80 yards.
Yeah.
48 yards on the return. And then
what a strike by Patrick Brown.
From the, what yard line was that? The 20, well, I don't remember, from the 22, somewhere, the 28, I don't know. But holy mackerel, Irving got behind the defender, and Patrick Brown, with a millennium of time, got it loose, fired it up and into the waiting hands. An Irving Tiger touchdown. And once again, that kick is good again, and Liberty Center, just like Montpelier tried to pull on us that last second heroic score, Liberty Center goes the distance in only 19 seconds. One big return and one huge offensive strike. Okay, lined up with 9 seconds left in the half. McClory, low line drive spinner, and that's going to bounce around, picked up there at the 30-yard line. A break and a cut, and brought down quickly. A return of maybe 6 yards on the play, and the clock stopped with 4 seconds.
It was awesome, and just when you thought that Locos had gotten a bit of momentum on their side, the Tigers come swooping right back. Take it away.
That's illegal again. The Tigers pull off another bit of chicanery. Now the Tigers with a different defensive set. Howard in there. Here is play.
Draw play.
Draw play.
Nothing doing. 62.
With penetration.
Yeah, Stacy in there, number 62. McCloy.
Number 53, Jake Baldwin in there, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jake Baldwin, sophomore with a little bit of action. He's one of the backup players on defense. Well, Jim, an explosive first half to say the least. Liberty Center last week was maybe misaligned and tried to grind the ball out a little bit too much. You know, the offense just wasn't there yet. But tonight, they get one bad series, and now everything clicks. So we've been cut off.
Oh, it's just such an interesting game.
Got that right, Jimmy. All right, hey, with that interesting game, we'll bring you some pertinent stats at halftime. First of all, let's touch the penalty yardage. Montpelier, 7 penalties for 103 yards. Liberty Center penalized 5 times for 75 yards. Nearly 180 yards, Jim, in penalties in one half.
Wow.
All right, time of possession, Montpelier had the edge there. 12 and a half minutes to Liberty Center at 11 and a half. Let's compare offenses. The Montpelier quarterback, Max Lamberson, 9 of 13 for 139 yards, a touchdown pass, and an interception to Jordan Purdue. Quarterback led Montpelier rushers with 7 carries for 21 yards. So Montpelier had 9 first downs, Liberty Center 11. All in all, Montpelier 16 carries for 20 yards, only 1.3 yards per carry, so the Tigers a tremendous job there.
Yeah.
And altogether for Montpelier, 27 plays for 139 net yards, 5 yards per play. Liberty Center, 29 plays for 159 yards, 5.5 yards a play. All right, the opening kickoff is going to come down around the 12-yard line. And one of the breakers there was that Perchlick.
41.
Yeah, Perchlick, kind of like the lead bomber, what do you call that? The lead guy in the old roller derby. Down there, broke the wedge and made the hit.
Well, he did. He actually fought his block right into the ball carrier, knocked them both down. So that's some highlight material there for Jacob Perchlick there.
You better believe it. A tackle made of desperation and anticipation. All right, Montpelier with the ball as we open up things in the second half. Tigers 28, Montpelier 14. Inside handoff, and baby, that ain't going anywhere.
Well, he showed a lot of ball there, like, hey, I'm going to pitch it this way, and then handed it off, and the Tigers exactly there even caused him to lose a half a yard.
Well, let's give credit right at the start. Who was the last man up from the bottom of the pile? Number 8, Chad McClory, wearing that number 8 proudly.
Plays that middle guard tough. Also a fullback on offense, another one of those seniors that can do a lot of things.
Man Mountain McClory, Mr. Ramrod, also in on the hit, number 27, Joe Bodenbender. So Montpelier shows a pair of wideouts, straight drop, has time, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to be hit, and brought down again. It's another side, go Reno!
Yeah, McClory and Bodenbender there just wouldn't let him go. The old little avenue just closed as quickly as it opened there.
All right, in that first half, tackles. Number 51, Alan Sharp led the way with 5. Damian Mays and Quigley each with 4. Let's see here. Irving with 3. Derek Hefflinger with 3. And then McClory, Bodenbender, Brandon Stacy, and Perchlick all with 2 for the Tigers. All right, 3rd down and 12. A little flip out there. And cut some great blocks, and I don't know, very close to the first down.
Yeah, number 24 there got a piece of him, enough to trip him up, but pretty good yardage there for the Locos on that. Dan Irving.
We may have a measurement. That is very, very close. Now the Liberty Center chain gang came through the first time and got Liberty Center a first down, and now we're going to measure now with the other team on the offense.
Yeah, as close as it is to the sticks right there, it's just hard to get any wiggle room at all on that, Spike.
All right.
I mean, it is what it is.
While we're measurement here, let's get some more stats. Carrying the ball for Liberty Center, it was Jake Elling, number 4, 8 carries for 73 yards. Perchlick, Jacob Perchlick, number 41, 3 carries for 29. Patrick Brown, 2 carries for 10. Chad McClory, 2 carries for 6. And Damian Mays, caught on a big loss one time, 4 carries for a minus 17 yards.
Yeah.
Patrick Brown was only 1 for 7, but it was a big one to Danny Irving to close out the first half. And then on the 4th down play fake, or punt fake, it was for Liberty Center, number 20, Jacob Howard on that toss.
Yeah.
For 8 yards.
Right. They're calling their 4th down, Spike, but it's just a matter of about 2 inches, it appears.
Well, Montpelier trails by 2 touchdowns, and they're going to roll the dice. However, not out of an act of chicanery here, but they're going to send their best right at Liberty Center with no doubts about it. Quarterback sneak.
Oh.
The initial
I don't think so. Hey.
I don't know. A lot of Tigers down in the bottom of that baby.
They're going to let him have it, but boy, he had to bob and shake and try for about 3 times till he was able to nose that ball across the line of scrimmage to get that 2 inches.
I'll tell you what, and that's all he got, maybe 3 inches, because his first dive through was stopped short of that. He bounced off of that and maybe fell forward for about 3 inches, enough for the first down. Gallant effort by the interior of the Tiger defense. Now Montpelier comes out with a spread formation to this wide side of the field on the Liberty Center Tiger fan side. Here is the give off that side, chased by McClory, and McClory finally helps haul him down, assisted by
Damian Mays and Howard.
Danny Irving also in there, number 24.
And Damian Mays there, but that closed pretty fast, but good hard running there by the Loco, got him a 5 spot.
Yep. Gain of a long 5 yards. That'll bring up second down. Montpelier with the ball over their own 40-yard line. They need to get the ball up to their own 46. So we'll call it 4.5 yards to go on second down for Montpelier. They're going to show a double wide out to that side. Out there is Spies and Purdue on the coverage. Here's the give off the left side. Montpelier electing to stay on the ground, and they're very close to another first down.
Chad McClory getting up. Also 74 in on that hit. Let's get him called. Brandon Neff in there on a stick. Third down, but just about a foot and a half.
Well, we can give up a little bit here and there, Jimmy, but you don't want to let Montpelier get into this early third quarter with a long, successful drive. Look, quarterback sneak, and he'll have enough for the 1st and 10, a gain of a couple on the play.
Yeah, Quigley, McClory, 74 in there again. Brandon Neff giving ground grudgingly, but successful on those short carries for the Locos here in this drive.
Yep. You can give up a few here and there. Like I said, the philosophy is hopefully we keep them slowed down and wait for the mistake or the break.
Yeah, we'll let them get their yards in the middle of the field, if you will, and tighten up when it really counts. Andrew Schwab, number 76, now in there.
Tigers show a 4-man front with 5 behind. There's a little delayed play. Boy, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Montpelier gain on the play of almost 8 yards.
Spike, I didn't see that either. That just happened so fast, and that's why we got good camera work so you can see what went on.
All right, second down and 3 to go. 7:44 clock running. Almost half of the first quarter, almost half of the third quarter gone already. So Montpelier, 2 backs, a wide out to either side. Strong side, right side. Here is the give off that side, and fighting
51, Alan Sharp.
Alan Sharp makes the hit, and no gain on the play. A stellar job there by a determined Alan Sharp.
Yeah, he was being blocked. His blocker was really tying into him, but Alan reached back for a little bit of that good farm boy strength and bulldogged that ball carrier.
Well,
Spike.
that may be on the farm boy strength, but we're getting city slickered on some of these right-footed spots. He had him stopped about a good half yard behind where they gave him progress, at least to my way of thinking, Jimmy, old boy. All right, again, third and very short makes it difficult for the Tigers to load up anywhere on defense. They've got to play it straight up. Montpelier with a wide out to either side. Long count, give off the left side. Tigers give up ground again grudgingly, but probably about 1.5 yard gain, and that'll be enough for another first down.
I think Alan Sharp right there again on the hit, and Brandon Neff also.
All right, now what the Tigers need to do to turn this momentum slightly. We're going to call for measurements, so not necessarily did we give up the first down.
I thought one of the signals was that, but evidently the opinion that counts says that we're going to measure it.
Okay, as you can see there at home, the Tigers slow them up again. Jimmy, I thought they may have had enough, but apparently not. The Liberty Center chain gang, what are we now, 3 for 3 or 4 for 4?
Well, they've been doing a good thing there when the Tigers really got to have it.
All right, Montpelier converted the last time on a 4th and a couple of inches on a quarterback sneak. What will the Locos bring to the table this time?
Yeah, one of these times they're gonna fake that up the middle and
wide out to either side. 2 setbacks. A straight drop on 4th down, a quickie over the middle, caught. That's enough, Jimmy. You called the play. And Montpelier now with that little quick curl in completes the pass for about 8 yards, and they'll be in Liberty Center territory solidly now.
Yeah, years ago that used to be a called play that was used pretty often. It was just like the the quarterback would just toss it there without even thinking. I mean,
Simply a timing play.
Yeah, a timing play, and that is awful hard to stop.
Yeah, with a big target like that tight end, you betcha. All right, Liberty Center's going to have to find an answer, and what better place on first down and to force them into a tougher decision-making spot. Here's the quick toss out there, and that's caught. And we had a hold out there. They didn't get it. Spies had his jersey grabbed from the rear by the lone blocker out there. That went undetected, and we're going to have a good first down gain once again for Montpelier. Montpelier trying to split and spread the Tiger defense. As we said, Liberty Center only gave up 1.3 yards on the ground in that first half, while Montpelier had all their success in the air, about 140 yards worth. All right, second down, and we'll call it a long 5 to go. The ball right around the Tiger 30-yard line. Double wide out this side, quarterback rolling. He's under pressure, toss.
Picked off!
What a deflection!
Picked off!
What a play there!
Yeah, Danny Irving ends up with it, but
I'm not sure. I think was it Hefflinger or Verdue. One of those guys got a tip, got a hand on it, bounced it in the air, and picked off then by Irving.
yeah, and I even think the Montpelier receiver had a little piece of that ball,
maybe that was it.
but real good hands there by Danny Irving. Turns things around, Spike.
Well, there you go. That's simply evidence of you give them enough rope, and sooner or later they'll hang themselves. And the Tiger defense
Caused that to happen in fine style.
They're the hangman's knot. All right, now the give. Tigers coming right at him with Sexton. Or excuse me, Elling.
Yeah.
And Elling burst his way up across the 30-yard line, up to about the 32. And that'll be good for a gain of at least 5 yards as we set the down box. Gain of 6 on the play by Elling. Elling sets up behind the quarterback, Brown. Perchlik off to the left. Here's the give again to Elling.
Yeah.
Elling piles, drives, stays on his feet, somehow breaks 3 tacklers at the 40 and all the way up to the 47-yard line. A hard-working, courageous piece of business there, conducted by Mr. Jake Elling, with the Liberty Center Tiger offensive line continuing to blast away at people, taking shots at the Montpelier defense.
That's exactly what occurred there. They just moved him back a little bit, kind of created a little bit of room. And boy, I tell you, if Elling gets a little bit of room, he's tough to bring down.
Boy, oh boy. Behind Gene Zen and Quigley that time. Now the give. And that time, nothing doing. Good penetration in the inside of the Tiger, through the Tiger line.
He couldn't get started upfield. The hole that he wanted, there was this big guy right there, so he tried to go outside. And when you start moving lateral, the guy's got the advantage in that close of hand-to-hand combat.
All right, second down and 12. The ball back now at Liberty Center is just short of the 45-yard line. 3:52 remaining here, third period. 28-14 Tigers. Montpelier had the ball first. Finally, after about 3 first downs, the Tigers stopped them on that interception. Now the give straight ahead. Elling battles hard, picks up maybe 3 on the play. Back just inside the original line of scrimmage. So we'll give him 4 on the play. Brown comes from the sideline, getting the instructions from the offense. Patrick Brown comes out wide this way. Damian Mays in the slot.
Irving wide to the left.
Irving, excuse me. Now Perchlik in motion. Brown going to roll behind the motion, sets up, has time, a nice pocket. Caught by Mays! A first and 10 for Liberty Center.
Boy, what a strike. And I didn't see the guys blocking protection for Patrick back there, but boy, if the camera work shows them, you got to love that. There were plenty of white jerseys coming, and there were 2 guys that were blocking, and he just kind of used that pocket to the fullest. And that's trust. That's loving your fellow man there. You think, hey, he got him.
Well, the Tigers dropped the guard back, and Perchlik was in motion coming across, and that set up the little seal block and allowed Brown to have a moving pocket. Now the pitch to Elling. Elling slips by one tackle, runs into another defender up close to the 40-yard line, and maybe a half a yard on the play.
Yeah, 59 making a nice block early there, Gene Zinn. But the penetration there was too much for that play, and eventually snuffed it out over here on our sideline.
You know, Montpelier at times has done well against this Tiger running game, but the Tigers are able to vary their plays, mix them up quite well, and that has kept the Montpelier defense off balance. Wing right set, or wing left set, excuse me, give to the second back, Elling, twists and turns, and fights his way up for about 6 on the play, and that'll bring up a very convertible 3rd down, and we'll call it 6 yards to go.
Yeah, Perchlik up there leading the play. Also 58 there, Miller.
Well, you know,
if
I was running the football, I'd want Perchlik leading the way for me, I'll tell you that.
Well, any of those guys, Spike, they stay down and they just pretty much get her done right up there.
All right, double wing package, Sexton in motion, gives straight ahead to Elling. Elling battles, twists, drives, pounds, and he's going to be very close, maybe a half a yard short when we get this thing sorted out, depending on left or right-footed spot. We're going to go with the official's right-footed spot, so now it's going to be 4th and a long one.
Yeah.
Got the ball in 4-down territory.
Oh yeah, you got to love. There was no hesitation whatsoever. Send Patrick Brown out with another play.
All right, the Tigers are going to go at him.
2 yards.
4th and a yard. We're going to, call it 2 yards. Wing left set. In motion, Mays right. Here is the give to the second back. It's Sexton. Sexton has a first down and long. Off to the races. Breaks a tackle all the way down inside the 10-yard line to the 8. What a piece of work by the diminutive team. Sean Sexton, 5'5" and 148 pounds, and running like a 232-pound fullback.
Spike in the play previous, he kind of ran out on his fake sweep to the right side, and across my mind went, you know what, give that kid the ball one of these times. And I think he's the lightest guy in the field out there, and man, he knew what to do with that pigskin.
Boy, I'll say once again caught me off balance. All right, wing right, they're going to go to the left with Chad
McClory there, fullback.
And he pounds his way inside the 5-yard line and down to the 4. Now's the time you make him pay with the big boy, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Battling and fighting his way right up the gut.
Yeah, we don't sing the praises of that line enough. I mean, those guys are just plain making it happen. You know, that they don't get a lot of glory, if you will, but they're all sharing the glory because it's a good team that can execute and make it happen on Friday nights. And these guys are telling you they want to play a lot of football.
All right, we've got Perchlik to the left. Elling behind center. No, McClory. Here is the give to Perchlik. Second back through, and he's down close to the goal line on that wraparound play on the fake to McClory left.
Not quite in.
And he's down at about the 1 foot line. Clock running down here in the 3rd period. No score thus far. 28-14. Liberty Center leads. And the Tigers are going to let it run out here, and we'll move to period number 4.
Spike, how about it looked as though Montpelier used most of the clock there in the start the second half and looked like they had a little bit of momentum. Well, then they muffed it down here, you know, the good interception on the tip pass. Tigers made them eat it. Quarter belongs to Tigers. Scoreboard.
All right, with that note, we'll be back for 4th quarter action. All right, action set to go. Tigers with a 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. Here it gives straight ahead to McClory. McClory battles through.
He did.
He's into the end zone. It's a Tiger touchdown right up the proverbial gut. Chad McClory powers his way inside that right side between Stacy and Allen Sharp. And the Tigers go up top now, 34-14.
You know, that's Rex Lindgren football where you own the quarter, the other team doesn't score, and you do. But it takes the whole quarter to make that happen.
Oh, yeah. Remindful of many years of Archibald football drives. The kick is up, the kick is straight. Between the uprights, good again, 5 for 5.
What an opening night. In fact, what a beginning of a career there by Leighton Chambers.
And I think we start to see some more composure on his kicks, that time a little more oomph, and it'll only get better for the sophomore. The
Freshman.
Excuse me.
The red-haired freshman, if you will.
Hey, Tom, go ahead and run it.
You got it, to record. Go ahead.
All right, let's get some more Tiger sponsors here. We've got the Sky Bank in Liberty Center, Pizzanello's Pizza with Craig and Sherry Myers, home of the slice of pizza to go for $1. They're twice a day buffet from 11 to 2 and 4 to 8. Speece Trailer Court with Rick Speece, B.A. Miller and Sons Trucking with Norma Miller and family, L.R. Babcock Plumbing and Heating with Bill Tiplady, Dan and Francis Brown, Davis Farm Services with Grandma Karen and Uncle Kurt, Kelly and Todd, also the Liberty Center Consulting Group with Mark and Jody Bly. All right, the kickoff, a high end-over-end short kick, that'll come down at the 20-yard line. Interference set up, Clapp changes directions, and out there is Purdue, forces him to the sideline, and finally hauled out of bounds with a little bit of authority. Andy Speece throws him down into the gravel, and Montpelier will take over there at just inside their own 30-yard line. Anytime you can keep them inside the 30, it's been a successful kick.
Yeah, good coverage there by the Tiger kickoff boys there, Spike. He thought he'd go wide, you know, and get something going. No, he don't go wide against this
Liberty
team.
Center
There.
just kept stringing him out. All right, some more sponsors. We got Miller Brother Trucking in Napoleon with Skip Miller. Mitchell Farm Equipment with Tom, Pat, Barb, and Mike Mitchell. Also Meyer Badenhop Insurance Agency with Glenn in the Napoleon office, Bob and Marge in Liberty Center. Montpelier now with their second possession of the second half. Rolling right, Lamberson looking upfield.
Alan Sharp! Alan Sharp!
Put a muzzle on that dog!
Oh.
Number 51, Alan Sharp, takes him down, tears him apart, and spits him away.
Spike, that was an all-world play by Allen. He's lining up in the linebacker position, and he just had a nose for that ball. He saw that play developing in the backfield, and he just was not going to be blocked. Goes back there and busts their chops. He didn't care who got it on that option. He was gonna have it, and he did.
Well, from shades of Tigers past, some of the
Yeah. See where he lines up over there?
wow. A loss of 6 yards on the play, we'll call it. 2nd and 16 from Montpelier 21. Spread formation to the left. Dropping straight back, now forced out of the pocket. Neff is there, and Neff tears him apart again. I think that's another loss, Jimmy. A loss of 2 or 3 on the play, and the Tiger defense now coming alive like we have yet to see, but we're seeing now in the Hope Reigns Supreme, and there they go. The Sterling Men in Black pants.
Well, they got something to yell about, Spike, but you know, these guys are just loving to play defense, and there's quite a sprinkling of sophomores out there. That's a good thing.
You know, we've got about 9 seniors on this team. They provide great leadership, but there's a lot of good cement here filling in the cracks with the underclassmen.
Absolutely.
All right, 3rd down, and we'll call it 18 to go inside the 20-yard line. Straight drop back. Pressure now, held, not called.
Oh, look out.
And that's picked off by Irving. Irving slips a tackle down the sideline. He's going to break another one, stays on his feet, and all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
What a pickoff there. Now, that was your Hail Mary. He was running for his life, and he just launched it, and it was a floating fly ball out there. Dan Irving picked off his second one and sure was going upfield with it.
Oh, buddy. What a return, 27 yards, very unofficial on that, on the estimate. And the Tigers knocking on the door. We've got 10 minutes left here. 35-14, and Liberty Center is preparing to deal the death blow here to the Montpelier Locomotives. We've got Elling on the left, Sexton on the right. Here is the give to Elling. Elling looks for running room, cuts it up, spins, twists, and what a great piece of work there as Elling picked up about 4 more after the initial hit.
Spike, he seems to have a nose for where to take that ball. You know, it's like very quickly he's able to assess, hey, could I get anything by going wide, or do I just stick her right up here? Boy, whatever he does,
Well,
we like it.
he had the great seam. Following up in behind Stacy at center, Alan Sharp, and I believe Phil Miller was the tackle on that side. Also into the game, number 30, Jordan Seedorf. Here's the drive, give to Sexton wide off the left guard, and he's down near the 5-yard line, and that's going to be a pickup of about 6. Tigers on the march. Another talent, Jim, in Jordan Seedorf, 160-pound junior.
Yep.
I believe we'll see more of him as the season moves along.
Yeah,
Very talented young man.
There's a lot of young Tigers that weren't figured to get a lot of action, but it just seems like plug somebody in the right uniform, and they play as a team. They make it work.
Motion, give to Elling. Elling pounds his way down inside the 5. We're going to put him down around the 2.5-yard line, so that'll bring up 2nd and goal on about the 3. You know, we're looking at last year's JV running back tandem in Elling and Sexton.
Yeah.
And they're going to provide a different look for Liberty Center.
Yep.
Now you've got Perchlick, you've got McClory as your bullheads, and then you've got your hard-charging, driving minnows out there in Elling and Sexton. So Sexton off to the left. Elling takes the pitch, works inside, a block by Clapp, and he's into the end zone. One more time, baby. It's another Tiger touchdown. 41-14, and Liberty Center kicking some hind end right now, Jimmy. They have really taken over the momentum in this football game.
Oh, they put up some offense, and we've known what their defense can do. I mean, this looks like a football team, and they just love it, and we love loving them.
Oh, man. Boy, if you talk about good old-fashioned power football, that off that left Tiger side with Clapp at guard, Schwab at... Uh-oh, and that one finally slips the mark.
Well,
6 Tiger touchdowns.
Yeah.
I'll take 5 out of 6.
oh, you're not kidding there. Don't know exactly what transpired there, but that wouldn't quite slide through.
Well, Jimmy, I'm going to tell you this. I am not surprised at the score. 41-14 Liberty Center. They made some plays when it really counted, like the goal line stand. They made some big plays on big returns, and it was Brown on a tremendous strike to Irving to end the half. And now Liberty Center simply playing smash mouth, grind them out football in the second half, and they have taken control of this football game.
No question about it. And the offensive and defensive line, some of them the same boys, but I'm telling you, Spike, these guys are loving life. They're having a good time, and as you say, they're sticking it to them.
All right, let's finish off the sponsors here. We've got Ken and Robin Carpenter, personal sponsors of the Liberty Center Tigers, Liberty Center Athletic Booster Club, and of course, John Slagle back once again supporting Liberty Center, and the memory of good old Donnie Sharp, who championed those stinking rotten, no good yellow flags.
Well, we saw a few of them tonight, but you know, Tigers kept their composure, stayed focused, and never got rattled. Just did what they're supposed to do and carried it out to a T. Scoring this many points, Spike, is just going to be great for their confidence. You know, there's a lot of young people scattered around there, but hey, they can put points up, and have shown that.
Set to deliver here. Low line drive, bounding, finally picked up all the way back at the 10. The return across the angle and hauled down. Bodenbender there with a lot of help from his friends, and the Tigers bring him down.
Yeah.
Right around that, inside the 20-yard line.
Brandon Stacy broke up some of that interference there.
Did in 18 minutes. All right, Montpelier now. Montpelier brings it to the line of scrimmage, just inside their own 20, give off the right side, and that is going to be hounded, corralled, and bitten through there. Another loss for the Montpelier Locomotives. The Tiger defense now really putting their ears back, as you like to say.
Jacob Howard got a good piece of that, and also Brandon Neff over there.
Brian Bush, number 33, into the game for Liberty Center, and also checking in.
Ben Glassford, number 79.
a 210-pound defensive tackle, a sophomore. Boy, Jimmy, we got more artillery on the way.
We do.
Rolling out. Pressure there by Purdue. Here's the long toss. It's open. And playing wide, free safety, Irving coming across. Makes the stop, but a gain of Montpelier, by Montpelier, of about 25 yards approximately, and that'll put the ball up just short of the Tiger 45.
Yeah, fresh quarterback in there for the Locos. Number 7, Keegan Hartsock, a freshman out there, Spike.
All right, into the game now is a defensive tackle, Sean Slee, a 5'10 junior, 200 pounds. Also in the game, number 53, Jake Baldwin, out of linebacker.
Chad.
The offensive player moved. Now we're going to sort out maybe who started it, and I think maybe Liberty Center, the initiator. All right, we'll try to spot some more of the defenders here. Well, we'll hope it turns out all right there, cameraman. Another flag on the play. And we'll stop the camera here as we try to let this thing get sorted out.
That was an infraction against Liberty.
All right, after it's sorted out, 1st and 10 Montpelier, ball fumbled in the backfield and recovered by Montpelier, covered there by Damian Mays.
Yep, Jacob Clapp quick on the spot there. Oh. Okay, Montpelier using a lot of reserves with 6 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter. Tigers leading 41-14. Dropped the ball. Tigers quick to get on it. I think the Tigers are going to end up with it, and indeed they do. Tigers defense, I didn't see who got it. Looked like maybe 53, which would be Jake Baldwin out there. I don't know, but the result of that great defensive play, the Tigers caused the Locos to turn it over. A lot of fresh troops going in there for the Tigers. Number 19 among them, Kyler Miller, likely going to play quarterback, a freshman. Yes, right. Indeed, he brings them up to line of scrimmage.
All right, give to the second back. Nice hold.
Yeah.
Nice pickup off the right side. Get that number.
36, Jake Hensley.
Now, Hensley with a couple of big special team plays earlier in the game now carries the ball for about 9 yards. So the Tigers now with a second down and just over a yard.
Yeah, Taylor Schwartzlander, number 21, just coming out of the game. Tyler Johnson, number 80, going into the game.
Peter Perchlick, 81, came off. All right, give off the left side to Hensley, and Hensley will have more than enough for a first down. 5:17 to go, and I'm going to apologize to Tom Fry as I've not announced the time often enough here. But Tigers well in hand here, or has the game well in hand, under control. They lead at 41-14 with just over 5 minutes left.
Jerry Holtgreave, number 40 in the game.
The center for the Tigers, number 52, Roy Tibbetts, 190-pound sophomore. Uh-oh, here's the give to Brian Bush. Brian stays on his feet, slips and drives, and twists and turns his way all the way down to the 25-yard line.
Oh, a lot of fresh faces going in there. 67 going in there. That would be Ethan Weekers.
13-yard gain for Brian Bush.
42, Casey Kaiser in the ball game. 73, Alex Hessen in the ball game.
So the Tigers with the ball just outside the 25-yard line. Here's Miller handing off. Nice little bit of movement. Brian Bush to the outside. He's going to go all the way, folks. And once again, it's another Tiger touchdown. Brian Bush went to the right, found the seam, twisted the leg, pulled away a hip, turned it on to the left, and toward the goal line and into the end zone.
Tigers have a lot of people along the sidelines that can do this team some good, Spike. They're hustling on and off. This is their chance. This is Friday night. I'm telling you, the Tigers are looking deep, and people thought this was going to be a year when the cupboard might be bare.
Now, Brian Bush, the long snapper on the special teams. Here's the set down, good. Kick is up, straight between the uprights, and good! Clayton Chambers, 6 out of 7 on the night, 48-14.
Yeah, Spike, people might think, the Tiger fans wouldn't, because they know who's playing or where these guys have been during the course of the game. But Montpelier, others might say, well, why they got people in there? Well, hey, these people deserve their chance. They're in the depth charts. Now it's their turn. They just look like frontliners. They're playing like frontliners. Some of them will be infiltrated in, and that's good to develop depth, because, people get tired, and there's a war every Friday night. It's just good to have a lot of troops. Tigers have got them.
All right, we'll be back. 4:39 left in the game. The Tigers in control. Kickoff. Short one taken there up near the 30-yard line. And Montpelier will take over at around their own 35. All right, Tigers bad pitch, bounces around, still loose, and it's a fumble recovery by the Tigers. Let's see what we can sort it out there. Who got that football? They are not going to let him go.
69. Ian Connor, I believe.
Yep.
Ian Connor.
What spirit by Liberty Center. These guys coming in here.
Sean Slee, number 60.
Right, want to make their mark too. All right, coming to the line, number 52, Tibbetts, a guard on the right.
73, Heston still in there.
Center. Here is the give to Bush. Bush breaks one, stays on his feet, still bounding around down near or inside the 20-yard line, and that may be enough for a Tiger first down. Alex Heston on the line for the Tigers, a sophomore, and that is enough for an 11-yard gain for Bush.
Danny Leatherman coming out of the ball game there, number 56. Seeing his first varsity action.
Caleb Overmeyer, 299-pound tackle. Number 78, a sophomore. That's where they've been running some of their plays.
22 on the carry there, Spike. Make it Tyler Armstrong.
So the Tigers running fresh troops in and out on every play. Number 36 back into the game for the Tigers at running back, Jake Hensley. I'm looking for Hensley to get the carry this time off the right side. Here's Hensley straight up the middle, pounds his way, hit by a host of Montpelier tacklers, gain of a couple that'll bring up third down. Clock running, 3:10 left in the ball game now. Tigers 48, Montpelier 14. Tigers led 21-7, seemed to have things in hand, but Montpelier came right back with a quick score late in the first half with only about 30 seconds left, and that made it 21-14. Jim, I was afraid we had a ball game.
Yep.
And after that, the door was shut. Well, Montpelier sniffed that one out.
Yeah, nothing doing there. Number 22, Tyler Armstrong with the ball carrier, but plenty of locals back there to meet him.
Well, and he had nowhere to go. They
right.
simply penetrated, and that brings up fourth down.
Yeah.
Kyler Miller, number 19, the quarterback. Kyler, only a freshman, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah.
Back of the future.
Yeah, that'd be Andy and Susie Miller's fine
All
side.
right, drop back, wide open, caught there at the 9, and he's close.
Yeah.
It's another Tiger touchdown, and Hensley strikes again.
Yeah.
Hensley with those big special team plays early now with a great catch in the open field and drove right over the top of the would-be Montpelier tackler.
How about that beautiful pass by Kyler Miller, just like he's been doing it all the time.
That's right. The good footwork, the nice arm follow through. Great composure shown there, and a touchdown strike from the arm of Kyler Miller, 54-14. And the Tigers once again is going to try that point after touchdown kick. That one, I believe, never went good from the snap. And so, with 2:06 to go and time running down, it's Liberty 54, Montpelier 14. All right, the kickoff. Short and knee touched the ground. That was Chambers doing the handling the kickoff chores there. And the end-over-end wobbler forced the return man to step with his knee to the ground.
Yep, that was Dalton Beck for the Locos. Gotta not get a knee down, or that'll call the play dead.
You know, let's go right back to the end of that first half. The Tigers broke a little, but they came right back down the field. They didn't throw in the towel. They didn't say, hey, let's take this one touchdown lead to the locker room.
Yeah, they put it right back up and snatched any hint of momentum that the Locos had started to feel.
Tigers special teams tonight have put in a tremendous effort, a super game. Coach Lindgren has made the comment many times in his tenure that we have to continue to get better. This week during practice, there were a couple steps back, but they made 4 or 5 steps forward. They continued to gain good momentum. And tonight, once they got their feet wet, it was all Tigers. All right, good hit in the backfield. We'll try to get the number 30, I believe. Yes, that's Jordan Seedor.
Yeah, speaking of keeping their composure, Spike, that can't say enough about that. With that start with all those penalties, and then to stiffen up and get into the ball game, get into their rhythm, and play like they knew they could.
That was good. A freshman in there as we're down to the freshman squad. Nice job there. I'm telling you, a tremendous job there by Kyler Miller. He simply threw away the blocker and made the tackle himself.
Yep, he wasn't going to be blocked. That's the thing. He said, well, yeah, you're here, but I want the ball carrier.
Now, he may be a quarterback. I think he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, Jim, because he played that one like a good linebacker, like the heritage that he has.
Oh, yeah, being Miller till you can't. He's good. He wants to be good. He's got heritage of being good.
Yeah, Mr. Andy Miller, linebacker extraordinaire. Now the deep pitch, they get to the outside, and finally run down from behind by number 83, Stephen Hokie, a 160-pound middle linebacker, a freshman. Number 12, Michael Poignan, a freshman, taking the defensive signals. Montpelier gives straight ahead, hit and stopped. A good open field hit, stopping the momentum that time. Number 12, the defensive quarterback, Michael Poignan. And the clock is going to run out here. That's the final play. And Liberty Center really puts it on Montpelier from the last 30 seconds of the first half. And throughout the second half, the Liberty Center Tigers own this football game. Your final, 54-14. Jim, what can you say? What an effort.
Oh, yeah, it was a very exciting team here, and these Tigers look like they're the real deal. Whether they're freshmen, sophomores, juniors, or seniors, there's a lot of fire in these guys, and they can execute. They've got athletes where they need them. They've made great strides in 1 week, so it's easy to get excited about this Tiger team for 2007 here, Spike.
All right. Liberty Center with this very impressive win. They move now to 2-0, 1-0 in the NWAL. Next on tap, next Friday night, will be the Evergreen Vikings there at Evergreen at 7:30. So, for my man on the video cam, we bring him back out of retirement for another stellar effort, Mr. Tom Atkinson. And of course, my sidekick for many years, good old Jimmy Leatherman. This is old Spiker here wrapping it up from Liberty. Final score one more time. It's the Liberty Center Tigers in a rout. 54